The dog days of summer are upon us. It is mid-July. Here in southern New England, it has been hot and humid for the last few days. Tonight's the first night I've actually been able to turn off the air conditioner long enough to put a video together. And I wanted to put something together, but I really didn't think ahead in terms of a theme. So I'm cheating a little bit for this particular episode of Unsealed. I have picked 3 PlayStation 2 games that I either have not played or I don't have a lot of experience with. And we're going to open these up on camera and find out about them together. So stay tuned and let us see what these 3 games are. The first game is from 2001. It is fairly early in the PlayStation 2 library. It's a game that I've never played. It's a game that I don't remember hearing a lot about it. And it's a game that just stood out to me because, honestly, it was cheap. It was about $5 on eBay, brand new, sealed. I am talking about City Crisis, and I'll try and back up a little bit so you can see. And it looks like it's a helicopter game. You can see the price tags started out at $59.99, marked down to $49.99, and eventually $39.99, and I got it for $5. It's talking about a city on the brink of disaster, and you can see one of the screenshots there. It looks pretty good for an early PS2 game, but again, I have not played it myself. This was published by Take-Two Interactive well before the days of Grand Theft Auto 3, and also developed by Syscom Entertainment, a development team I know nothing about. So the story goes something like this. It says, inspired by the heroic efforts of helicopter rescue units around the world, City Crisis puts you in the pilot seat of a high-tech rescue helicopter. 3 action-packed game modes have you piloting one of 5 rescue choppers through towering infernos, deadly chemical blazes, and natural disasters to rescue survivors and save the city. That sounds kind of cool. The fate of the people and the future of the city is in your hands. Well, I don't really think you should feel too confident about turning over your future to a guy who's never ridden or even piloted a helicopter, but we'll see how this goes. So you perform daring rooftop rescues, fighting towering infernos while battling unexpected updrafts and massive explosions. This sounds like my kind of thing. This is Towering Inferno is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I don't watch a lot of dramas, so for something like that to be in my wheelhouse is kind of interesting. 3 action-packed game modes: flight action, rescue action, and pursuit action. So a lot of action here. Fly at high speed through a maze of buildings, high-tension electrical wires, and other deadly obstacles as you assist the police in the capture of fugitives on the run. So it's not just rescue, it's also pursuit. That's kind of neat. It's a really neat idea. So let's go ahead and find out about this guy together. I'm using scissors this time. I'm not going to try and struggle with it on camera as we're doing 3 of these games in this particular episode. So let's have at it. There we go. And we'll open this up. What's interesting about this, by the way, is here's the spine, and there's nothing on the spine. It is completely blank. It does still have the ID sticker at the top, though, which is kind of neat, so we'll try and take that off, and then we'll take a look and figure out what this game is together. Maybe you've played it before or heard of it before. Some of you, maybe you're collectors and you've played this before, or just happen to find this in a bargain bin somewhere. I have never played this. When I first popped this into my PlayStation 2, it'll be the first time I've ever seen it. When we open this up, here's what the inside looks like. It looks like it might have been a reprint. I don't think that these are the original PS2 cases, but they might be. So the CD art is pretty interesting looking. And we'll take a look at the instruction manual together. By the way, this is a blue-backed CD-ROM type game, so if you're thinking about getting this for your PS2 and your PS2 doesn't play those blue discs, you're going to want to avoid this one. All right, so the cover looks the same as the front of the game. On the back here, it is the box art, and it shows you all of the controls here. Speed burst, missile, M-I-S-S-L-E. I don't know if you can see it there. Missile. Raise and lower winch. Direction. Okay. This could be interesting. Let's see if there's more. City Crisis is an action flight game where your mission is to save helpless people from crime and disaster in a city in turmoil. Apparently this takes place in Gotham City. Three action-packed game modes let you pilot one of 5 helicopters through a city in crisis, performing daring rooftop rescues, extinguishing high-rise infernos, and assisting ground units to apprehend fugitives on the run. Again, I think this is a fantastic idea. Again, here's a look at the play controls. So getting started, training, mission, time attack, option, mission, rescue, chase. It's pretty interesting. There aren't a lot of screenshots here. There's like one small one right there, which really doesn't tell you a great deal. Rescue activity, how to rescue survivors. Pull down rescue jumper, rescue messages, accident, good job, or danger. That doesn't sound promising. So yeah, this is, again, I think this is an interesting idea. From what I understand and looking at some cursory reviews, the game is average at best. I believe that there's some issues with the controls, although people praised what the game looked like back in 2001, so that's a good sign. But when I play it myself, I'll let you know. So that is the first of our trio. Okay, moving on. This game, I admit, I do have a little bit of experience with, and I do mean a little bit. I did an Unsealed episode, or an Unsealed episode, featuring Beach Spikers for the GameCube, which is a beach volleyball game. And I always thought to myself, it's sad that there isn't a beach volleyball game for the PlayStation 2, because it's a genre that I think could do well on any game system. We did see Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball a bit later on. I think that was for the Xbox 360. But we did actually get a beach volleyball game for the PS2, and a lot of people kind of gloss over this because it's kind of generic, but at the same time, I think this is pretty decent. This is Summer Heat Beach Volleyball for the PS2. This is from Acclaim, and this is what the back of the case looks like, and the graphics, at least on the screenshots, look pretty good. Beat the Heat, the only beach volleyball game for PS2. Well, that would explain why there aren't very many. Addictive 2-on-2 beach volleyball action in 12 of the world's hottest beach locations. Select from 14 unique hotties. Ugh. And dress them as you see fit. First ever beach house mode. Kick back with music and videos in your own crib. Okay. Just like you see on TV, instant replays, arena fly-throughs, and player cutscenes. Arcade exhibition, tournament, and training mode with mini-games galore. Over 200 unlockables. Music videos, courts, accessories, and more. Features a sizzling soundtrack with Sum 41, Pink, Kylie Minogue, Fresh Maca, Suburban, Sprung Monkey, and many more. Okay, I will tell you, I do have a little bit of experience with this. I found this loose when GameStop was getting rid of their PS2 games way back when. I played it a couple of times, and I never really went back to it. I don't have any explanation for that, other than the fact that it was when I was still fairly new in collecting and building my PS2 library, and because I was building so many games, I was just testing them to see if they worked, and then I didn't wind up getting back to them. So this is one I actually do want to spend more time with, but let's go ahead and take a look what the instruction manual says and more of the features as we get this guy open. So let's do that right now. There we go. Come on. We will do another one of these random videos, by the way. I have a trio of original PlayStation games that I think fit the bill as well. Oh, by the way, here's the ID label. So we can take that off of there. I talked about the fact that there aren't enough beach volleyball games, and it's true. I think there was one, maybe two, for the original PlayStation. Even for the NES, there was like a couple, at least, that were memorable. One of which was Kings of the Beach from Ultra, which was Konami's second studio. It was okay, but the better game was Super Spike V-Ball, which is one of my favorite games of all time. All right, let's open this up, and let's see what we got going on in here. Man, it just looks like summer when you open this up. There is our instruction manual and our disc. Our disc, those blue skies and that beach, man, you can almost feel the heat coming from inside of the case. All right, on the back, we have an ad for Speed Kings, which is a game I kind of forgotten about. It is an action motorcycle arcade racing game where you can slide underneath trucks and around turns. It's pretty interesting. I originally thought it felt something like Burnout, but it's not really the same thing. So here is the front cover, beach volleyball with our female protagonists. And when we open this up, we do have a warranty registration card from Acclaim. There it is right there. I haven't done an Acclaim warranty card. Let me see here. Get your game on with Acclaim. Hey, player, before you pick up that controller, take a second to register with Acclaim. It's quick and easy, we promise. And you just might end up with some cool stuff. Get the 411. I use that phrase all the time, and my students have no idea what it means because 411 isn't a thing anymore. Basically, for all of you youngsters out there, 411 is short for directory assistance, which was information back in the 1970s and 80s. I actually did some directory assistance calls during my time with AT&T. So it's kind of a shorthand for more information, getting the 411. That's what that means. You receive exclusive advanced news and previews of all hot upcoming Acclaim releases, which obviously you can't do anymore because Acclaim is long since gone. Register online and be automatically entered into weekly drawings for Acclaim games. Become eligible to participate in Acclaim focus groups. Help create Acclaim's next hit. So they want your email address, your name, address, city, state, zip code, gender, date of birth, phone number, systems owned. So we're looking at PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, or PC. Favorite type of game, and then you can check whether you want to receive Acclaim newsletters and whether you can be contacted to participate in market research. So that's what we have there. When we open up the instruction manual, it is in black and white. It's not in color, unlike the City Crisis manual, which is in color. So we actually do have a storyline here, an introduction. Welcome to the sizzling hot world of summer heat beach volleyball where the sunshine bakes and the booty shakes. Man, this is bad. And the players do whatever it takes to win each point and rock the joint. Oh, okay, so it's supposed to rhyme. While they win the matches, her shorts got patches, and the bombs while the DJ scratches, and the sand is flying like a desert battle, and the freak is on the beach from Cape Cod to Seattle. We volley here, we volley there, we volley like a party because we just don't care. Sand on your toes and in your underwear. Oh man, this is cringeworthy. Busting out a spike and smacking down from the air, def netting DJ Anonymous. Wow, this is cringeworthy. So it explains the basics of volleyball. If you haven't played before, you get 3 hits before you have to get it over to the other side of the net. So usually it's the bump or the reception, then the set, where you kind of set it up in the air so that a person can spike it. That's the 3rd hit. That's usually the way it goes. So it explains that there are some default controls here. Primary action, secondary action. So it really doesn't tell you a lot there. You have to play the training mode in the game to learn more. There are, as it says here, arcade modes that you can play, Exhibition, the Summer Heat US Tour, and the Beach House. And when we look, we do have 4 songs, a whole 4 songs in the game. Love at First Sight by Kylie Minogue, Fat Lip by Sum 41, which was everywhere back at this time. Get the Party Started by Pink, Good Times by Sprung Monkey, which still just makes me chuckle, and Hawaiian Shirt Day by Fresh Maca. That's very Office Space. That's probably what it's derived from. This looks like it was developed based on some of the names on the back here. It looks like it was developed in the UK. So yeah, what's interesting about this, it is a beach volleyball game. It's 2-on-2. If you like beach spikers or you like super spike volleyball, you're going to recognize some similarities here. The way it's played, it's very approachable. There is a little bit more learning curve to this game than there are either of the other 2 games that I mentioned. However, it is very playable. It looks pretty decent on the PS2, and it's coming out in the 2003-2004 time frame, which is when graphics on the PS2 were generally pretty good, and it was the time where a lot of stuff was in 60 frames per second as well, so you didn't have a lot of graphics hitches or slowdown. The game just plays fine. It is an somewhat above average volleyball game that if you like the sport, it's worth having in your collection. It's really not that expensive. So that is number 2, which means I got to be quicker here because time is flying by in this video. So the last of the trio of random games is a game that when I talked about the fact I had it, There were some folks on Twitter that really wanted me to open it sooner, and I've been meaning to get around to it. But again, I really didn't, because I don't know a lot about this game myself. It was difficult to make an entire episode around it, so I wanted to wait until I was doing one of these kind of episodes. The game that I'm talking about is Choro Q, which shows that it was just $5, whoever originally owned this. It is still sealed. There is the Choro Q sticker at the top. Burn rubber, baby. The Choro Q experience is what the back of the case promises. 2-player split screen, intense racing action over land and sea, endless customization with over 200 vehicles, minigames galore, and a robust RPG adventure. Sounds pretty interesting. Choro Q combines the best elements of a high-octane racing game and a role-playing game in an experience unlike any other. Assume the role of the newest driver on the circuit as you work your way through the field in order to win money and fame. Upgrade and modify your car to bring you that much closer to winning the Grand Prix. All the while, you'll need to go head-to-head with rival racers, go on quests, and unravel the secret past of an ex-Grand Prix racer before you'll be able to take home the trophy. So it sounds pretty neat. I don't know why I haven't heard a lot about this game. The reviews that I read were kind of unfavorable. They said the game wasn't very good. I'm hoping that I'm going to look at the game differently, but I won't know until I play it. Let's open this up. Here we go. It's been a long time since I've done a longer video like this, so there we go. And we'll take the top sticker off here. Come on. There we go. All right. When we open this up, ooh, this is on DVD-ROM. I believe that this originally came out on CD-ROM first. And this is an Atlas game. I didn't even notice that. So when we open this up, there is the instruction manual and the disc. The disc is very plain, but that's okay. Let's take a look at the instruction manual. Burn rubber, baby. All right. So when we take a look at the back of the case or the back of the instruction manual, it's the same thing as the back of the box for the most part. That's pretty interesting. There's no advertising there. And there is an Atlas online registration card right there. Let's see. The primary user, so it asks for some basic information. It already fills in the game purchase, which is kind of nice. Data purchase, place of purchase. How would you improve on the game? That's kind of nice. What were your favorite features in the game? Story, characters, gameplay, graphics, music, or game balance? Who made the decision to purchase this game? Myself or a parent, friend, relative, or other? What kind of games do you play? What is your favorite magazine? I love these. EGM Silicon Magazine. Tips and Tricks, PSM, Game Informer, Expert Gamer. I miss them. OPM, Game Pro Play, and PS Extreme. Where did you learn about the game? What other Atlas games have you played? What systems do you own or plan to buy? PlayStation, Dreamcast. Go Dreamcast. PlayStation 2, Game Boy Advance, Xbox, Nintendo 64, Nintendo GameCube, in all caps, I might add, or other. The manual is in black and white. Unfortunately, there is no color here. Showing you a little bit about the manual on the inside. Let's see if it talks a little bit about the story. Not really. There's not a lot of setup here. I guess you have to play the game to kind of figure out what the story is. I do like the idea of a pseudo RPG / racing game. I am hoping that this is better than the reviews have led me to believe. However, I got this at a pretty decent price. And again, when I had mentioned that I had this, there were some people that were pretty excited about the fact that I had it. So, yeah. So that is Choro Q right here. I will definitely take some time and look at this. There's a lot of intricacy here. A lot of different parts to get for your car. A lot of different races. Something about a Grand Prix here as well. So I don't have a lot of experience with this. I'm looking forward to trying it. Based on the enthusiasm that I got from some people on Twitter, I'm thinking that I have landed a pretty decent game, but I will certainly find out when I play it for myself. So that is a look at our trio of random games for episode number 102 of Unsealed. Just to let you know, we do have a couple of new games for Unsealed that are on their way to the house. One is a sports game. It's a Super Nintendo sports game, and it's one that I did not cover for a specific Super Nintendo guide for that Pat Contry helped put together. So it is not a game that I covered for that. It is a game that I have a little bit of experience with, and I got at less than market value. So I'm happy about that. Also got a Wii game, and I usually don't open up a lot of newer games, but this is a Wii game that I've never played that I had interest in, and I was able to land it sealed. So I'm looking forward to opening that for this show as well. Until the next time, my friends, take care of yourselves and each other. Thanks as always for watching, and until then, see you later.